Hey guys, welcome to another tutorial. So today I'm going to show you guys how to join multiple cells in Excel. So we're going to do this by using the concatenate function and the and operator. So this will show us how to join two or more text strings into one string. For example, say you have a data set similar to mine here on the left, and you need to send out addresses that can be easily copied over, but your data set has addresses that are separated into different cells. So I can show you a super easy solution. So you only have to create the formula once and then you can just copy it down, which is amazing and a huge time saver. So look at us, saving time. So if you're interested in learning how to do this, then let's get started. All right, so just to get you familiar with the spreadsheet that you're seeing right now, so all the way to the left is the data set, and then to the right of that is output, and then to the right of that is example, and then to the right of that is basically just a key for me to use while I'm going through these examples with you. And then output is what I've already done, is what it should look like, just to give you an idea, and then I'll walk you through how to do that in the example cell. So let's go ahead and get started. So for number one, I'm going to show you how to use the concatenate function without spaces. And just a little FYI, concatenate and concat do the exact same thing. So save yourself some time and don't type out the entire name. So, okay, so we're going to do concatenate. And I want to join all of these strings together to the left. So I'm going to double click concatenate. I'm going to select my first cell. I'm going to hit comma so that it knows that I'm going to be selecting another cell. So I'm going to select that one, I'm going to select this one, and I'm going to select that one. Close my bracket, hit enter, boom, there you go. They're all in one cell. Amazing. Now I'm going to show you how to use concatenate with spaces, because a cell like that and that string, it's not really useful. You'd want spaces. You're not going to want to copy that over and then go over later and add spaces. So we're going to do the same thing. You're going to select your first cell. Now I'm going to hit comma, and this is where it gets tricky. So now I'm going to add a space. So I'm going to space, add quotation mark, space, another quotation mark. I'm going to hit comma again, hit the next cell. I'm going to do the same thing. Add a comma, add a quotation mark, space, quotation mark, comma, hit the next cell, and then I'm going to do the same thing. Very repetitive. You'll get the idea. Close bracket, and there you go. Now you've got a string with spaces. Amazing. Okay, next one, I'm going to show you how to add a comma in the middle of the string. So it's going to start getting a little bit tricky, but I think you guys got it. So we're going to do another one. So we're going to do concat, double click, open bracket for me. I'm going to hit the first cell, and I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to add a space. I'm going to select the next cell, and then I'm going to do comma. I'm going to do, now I'm going to add a comma. So as you can see here, instead of adding a space in between my quote marks, I'm going to add a comma. So now I'm going to add that. I'm going to hit that so I can select my next cell, close bracket. There we go. Beautiful. Actually, it didn't add a space in the correct area, so let's go and fix that. Okay, so actually didn't add a space, which is totally fine. So all I'm going to do is add a space here, add a comma. There you go. There you got your space. Hope you're not confused. I'll hover over it for a second so you can see what I did. So I'm selecting the first cell, adding a space, selecting the next cell, adding a comma, adding a space, selecting the next cell. Pretty easy once you get the hang of it, but I can understand how it could be super confusing at first. So then we're going to move on to the next example. So I'm going to add is in. So I'm going to do the same thing as I've been doing. I'm going to add concat. I'm going to select the first cell. I'm going to add a space. So you can see in my output cell, I've got a space. Then I'm going to add the zip code. And then I'm going to hit comma. I'm going to add a space. And then I'm going to do, instead of a space or a comma, I'm going to type is in. And then I'm going to select, actually before I select France, I'm going to add another space. And then I'm going to select France. Close bracket, hit enter. Beautiful. So easy, so useful, let me tell you. Okay, now we're moving on to the AND operator. So this is basically concat, but way easier. So if concat doesn't work for you, then maybe the AND operator will work better for you. I know just for me, out of habit, I still use concat and concatenate. Just what I'm used to, it's kind of habitual. But the AND operator is also great. So if you're just starting out, I would suggest you go straight in using the AND operator. So let's do the same thing as we did before. We're going to use the AND operator without spaces. So I'm going to hit equals. I'm going to select my first cell, I'm going to hit AND, select my next cell, hit AND, select my next cell, hit and hit my last cell. All I'm going to do is hit enter. Look at that. Beautiful. So much easier. Okay, so now we're going to use the AND operator and we're going to include spaces this time. So we're going to hit equals, my first cell, I'm going to hit AND, same thing as I did before. I'm going to add those quotes with the space. I'm going to hit AND again, select my next cell. Sorry guys, that was definitely my dog. He decided to bark. Sorry. We will start over. So my first cell, and we're going to do the same thing. So you're going to add quote, space, quote, and select your next cell, and quote, space, quote, and your next cell, quote, space, quote, and just hit enter. Oh. Took me a second to figure out what was wrong there, but there you go. Now you've got the AND operator and you've included spaces. So now we're going to move on to the next one. So now we're going to add commas, as you can see to the left in the output. So I'm going to do the same thing, equals, and then I'm going to do and. I'm going to add comma, and I'm also going to need to add a space, and then I'm going to add my zip, then I'm going to add my comma, and I'm going to want to add another space, and then I'm going to want to add Paris. Boom. Beautiful. So easy. You'll totally get the hang of this, I promise. Just takes practice. So now we're going to do the last one, and we're going to add is in. So guess what we're going to do? We're going to hit equals, hit our first cell, we're going to do and, we're going to create a space because you see there's spacing. I'm going to hit and again, open my quotes, type is in, close my quotes, and I'm going to add another space, hit and again, and hit France. Beautiful. So easy. Amazing. Literally, you could do this formula one time, drag it all the way down your Excel spreadsheet, and there you go. You've got all of these addresses that are perfect. So I hope you guys enjoyed. You have no idea how much I appreciate you. Please like this video and share this video if you enjoyed it. And as always, I will talk to you guys soon. Bye, guys.